Hello, my Taino-Viking warriors. Today we're diving into one of the most talked about breakthroughs in metabolic research, Retatrutide, the next generation peptide making waves in the scientific community. But before we get started, I have a slight disclaimer. Because this video is for research purposes only, and Retatrutide is not approved for human use. And we do not promote or encourage any unapproved application. This content is strictly educational, designed to explore the science, research, and potential future of this fascinating peptide. Now, let's uncover what makes Retatrutide so powerful, why researchers are calling it a triple-agonist game changer, and how it could revolutionize the future of metabolic research, fat loss, and energy regulation. If you're passionate about cutting-edge biotech, performance organization, and the future of peptide science, hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell, because you're not going to want to miss what's coming next. Hello, Taino-Viking warriors. How are we doing today? So the powerlifting competition's over. For that competition, I gained roughly about 20 to 30 pounds. You know, just to get that extra oomph of power, you know, so doing my squat, doing my deadlift, you know, it just gave me that little extra push. Well, now it's time to start cutting because I've got other competitions coming up, you know, and as bad as I dirty bolt for that competition, I want to go ahead and just knock this off, you know. So I was talking to an old Army buddy of mine, name's Tank, and this subject's going to be, I'm going to touch on is a little controversial, you know, depending on what side of the fence you are about peptides. All right, I just want to let everybody know, you know, peptides are for research purposes only. It is not a wonder drug that's going to make you drop weight and, you know, change everything about you, okay? This is for research purposes only, and me being an environmental scientist, well, I'm always wanting to learn. So I talked with my buddy Tank, and this man is very knowledgeable. If you ever talk to this guy, just because he talks with an accent does not mean he thinks with an accent, all right? So he owns Gator Peptides, and I'm going to leave the information right down here at the bottom. Can you see it? Is it there? It's, one second. It's not there. Where's it at? Ah, it's up here. Sorry about that. So right up here, if you look at this, Gator Peptides, talk to Tank, great, wonderful guy, very knowledgeable. He'll give you a lot of information about the products of peptides, and all the research that's been going on with peptides. He is very upfront with you and tells you everything that he knows. Let me think. So with him and I, we discussed mine, and the kind that I'm doing is called Rita. I will put all that out, you know, put all that information out. You know exactly what type of peptide I'm going to be taking. So I'm just going to start this journey. I've got all my stuff here. Before I get started, what we're going to do is I'm going to step on the scale, show you how much I weigh now. I'm going to take a measuring tape, go across my waist, show you how big my waist is now. And I will do this every week when I take my peptide. And I'm just going to chronological keep track of it, log it, and so you can see what it's done for me. What it's done for me, will it do for you? It's not a guarantee. What it did for my buddy Tank, will it do it for me? It's not a guarantee. I'm always willing to do some research, and I'm here to check it out, all right? So let's get started. See how much I weigh. I already know because I've done it already once today. So let's check it out. All right, so here we go. So earlier I came in at 240, but now we're sitting there because I got the camera in my hand. Well, I'm sorry, I was at 245 earlier. Now I'm sitting at 246.6, and that is because I have my camera in my hand. All right, so earlier I was at 245, so I've dropped 5 pounds since the ending of that competition. With my camera in my hand and everything, it was like 246.6 is what the actual scale said. So I'm actually down a little bit. I was right at the cusp of 250. I think it was 248 or something like that for the competition. I'll load up my weight from that here in a minute. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take a tape and we're going to find out how big my waist is. So right here is my belly button, and that's where we're going to go. Going to go straight across the center of that. Whoop, I lost control of it. Yeah, I'm a big boy, I know. I don't know if you can see that, but let's go ahead and grab it. So we're looking at 47 inches. All right, so my waist is 47 inches around. All right, it's a lot bigger than I used to be when I was in the military. A lot bigger than I was right before COVID, and everything was shut down. Even after COVID, when I left the island the first time, and we moved back to Florida, bought our house here in Port St. Lucie. There was a while that I didn't do anything. Then I ended up quitting smoking, and I know this sounds like an excuse and everything, but yes, I did gain weight when I quit smoking. I smoked for 30 years, and the body got used to that nicotine, and that nicotine was constricting the blood and the muscle and everything. And so when you quit smoking, you're getting more oxygen into your blood. So yes, you're going to gain weight. And I'm not going to lie, I love to eat. I love the taste of food, especially when it's prepared properly. I love grilling and smoking meat on my grill. I am a grill master. I eat steaks. I eat pork. I eat chicken. I eat it all. All right? So, yes, I gained weight. I gained a lot of weight since I got out of the military. So now we're going to start coming back, going to clean up a little bit, start proportioning my meals, start taking these peptides and everything, okay? So I got to reconstitute this stuff. It comes in. There's my peptide. There's my backwater. And Tank will sit there and go through it all with you. He'll tell you how to do it. Hello, my Taino-Viking warriors out there. All right, so now it's been 1 week since my very first peptide shot. I just took my second one, so next week I'll give you the information from that. All right, so we're going to find out what my weight is and what my waist's measurements are at, all right? So let's check this out. So last week, if you remember, I was at 246.6 holding the camera in my hand. So let's find out what we're sitting at today. All right, we're at 244.4. So we're looking at 2 pounds. So I've lost 2 pounds this week. All right, so that's good. 2 good pounds that I've lost. Now we're going to do my measurements here quick. I just got to get this on the tripod. There we go. That's on a stand. That way it can hold up. So let me write this down. Week 1, 244.4. All right, so that's 2.2 pounds in 1 week. So, I mean, that's good. I took one milligram of Retatrutide. It's running pretty good. I wouldn't say that it stopped me from eating, because nothing's going to do that, because I love to eat. But what it has done is it's helped me not eat nearly as much as I used to. I actually stopped. I get full, and I pushed away. All right, so we're still sitting at 47 inches. So no inches off, but 2.2 pounds so far. So we're doing pretty good there. Next week, we'll see where I'm at again, okay? Hello, my Taino-Viking warriors. How are we doing today? Well, it is Saturday, so that means it is time to check in with weight and measurements. So I'm now just finished up my second week of being on the peptides. So today's my third, start my third week. So let's check out, see where we're at. Gonna do it a little different this week because I'm back in the Bahamas and I don't have a scale in my room. So I'm gonna do my measurements and then we'll go videotape my weight over at the gym. All right. And that'll show you that I am still working out on this. So it's not just I'm relying on the peptides to make me lose my weight and everything, but I am continuing with my training because I have a competition coming up in October. All right. So tape measure. Let's see where we're at. All right. Ooh, that's a big belly. Right there's the end. All right. Right there it is. 46 inches. So what does that mean? Well, so far, in the 2 weeks that I've been on these peptides, I have lost 1 inch off my waist. So let's head over to the gym and find out how much weight we've lost.
I wish I could just eat snacks, eat sugars, be skinny. Can't do it anymore.
Isn't that the way it always is?
Yeah. Eat some cheesecake, that turtle cheesecake from Chow.
Good stuff, brother.
Yeah.
All right, Taino-Vikings, we're here at the gym. See, there's Joel. He tries to stay off social media, so I'm going to blast him all over the place. All right, so let's check out this weight. $239 on the nosy. That is a total of about 7 pounds. So we're doing good. Hello, my Taino-Vikings. How are we doing today? Well, this is the third week of the peptide challenge. It is the 23rd of August. It's Saturday. That means it is tape and weight time. So let's get this tape done so I can drive over to the gym and check out my weight, okay? Handy dandy tape measure. Move you out a little bit. There we go. Find my belly button right there. There. All right. 45.5. That means that is a 1/2 inch since last week. So we got a 1/2 inch down from last week. That is a total of, excuse me, 1.5 inches. Great job. So let's go check the weight out. All right, here we are at the gym. You see it's zeroed out. Let's see where we're at. All right, 238 on the nose. Hello, my Taino-Viking warriors. How are we doing today? All right, well, it's Saturday. It's time for my tape and my weight, so let's get to it, all right? My handy dandy tape measure here. Let's back you up just a skosh. There is my belly. And y'all can see that, you know, I'm not sucking in my gut or anything like that. Because I know that's how a lot of things happen whenever people try to do a belly tape. Yeah. That's not me. I get the most accurate I can get. There we go, right there. And we're still sitting at a 45 and a half. So 45 and a half this week again. So that's 2 weeks in a row with that. Let's go head down to the gym and, well, you can't see me. Well, next thing is we're going to head down to the gym and we're going to weigh in and see how much I weigh. See if that's changed any. And then we're going to have to see if I have to up my dose to my peptides or not. All right. I'll see you in a minute. All right, zeroed out. All right, another 5 pounds gone. 233.
There you go.
Hell yeah. Good morning, Taino-Vikings. How are we doing today? Well, we are now on to week 5. So let's see what our measurements are and my weight is. Oh, it's up just a little bit. There's my belly. It is right there, 45 on the nosing. All right. So, that is ½ an inch down. Now, let's go find out the weight. All right, here we go. We're zeroed out. Taking my shoes off. Here we go. Ooh, you gained 3 pounds. Hello, my Taino-Viking warriors. How are we doing? All right, so now we are on week number 8. Today is September 27th. So I'm going to do my weigh-in tape now and I'll see where we're at, okay? Drop that one. There we go. Oops. Back up. There. They're on the half mark. That is 44 and a half. So, let's go break that down. 44.5 inches. You know, that's a total of 2.5 inches so far. So I'm about to stop this. We're going to go over to the gym, and I'm going to get weighed. All right, here we are. We got the scale zeroed out. See where we at. 227.6. Alright, hello Taino-Viking warriors. What we're about to do is we're about to do the weigh and tape portion of this thing. So here we go. Oh, pull this up. I know, big belly, big belly. There we go, and pull that. We are sitting at 44 1/4. So that is 1/4 of an inch that we've lost since last week. So still showing a little bit of gains and everything. But yesterday was a big carb eating day. Ate a whole bunch of cuties, had a huge hamburger afterwards because we did competition. Now I'm walking back over here and we're going to check out what I'm weighing at today. Let this camera adjust. There we go. So I'm going to put you on pause and then I'm going to flip the screen. Alright, as you can see. Alright, there we go. We're zeroed out. So let's give her a check. Where are we sitting at? 227.8. So we're sitting at the same weight that we were last week. Put you back on pause. Alright, so we're sitting about the same as we were last week. 1/4 inch down, same weight. But there was a lot of traveling that's been going on. I could make excuses, but why? Maybe next week will be better. But we're still in the 220s. A lot of difference from the 250 that we started at, right? All right. See you next week. Hello, my Taino-Viking warriors. How are we doing today? All right, this is week 10. So let's get it started. Let's check out tape, and then we'll go check out the weight. There. So that's at a 44 1/2. So that's 1/4 of an inch larger than last week. So let's go check out the weight. Alright, here we go. Let's check it out. Oh wait, we're on the wrong side of it. All right, 230.8. So we've gained a little bit of weight back. But, I mean, did have all you can eat. Good morning, my Taino-Viking warriors. How are we doing today? I know last week I said it would be my last time before I do the peptides and everything. But I'm still waiting to edit it, so I mean I've got 2 videos in front of it that I'm editing, so I'm going to go ahead and put this week's on there. This will be my last week, and then next week we'll start part 2. So let's go ahead and get these measurements going, and then I will go and get, there it is, then I'll go and get my my weight. Alright, so here we go. Go ahead and bring you down just a little bit. Oops.
I had it backwards. But I say, wow, I got a 16-inch fucking waist. Okay, there we are at 40. Oh, it's 44. Give it one more try. Because I think the back of my shorts were in that. There. 43 and a half. All right. So we are now at 43 and a half. And I started, that's an inch lower than last week. It's a total of 3.5 inches now. So that's pretty good. Let's check out my weight. So I'm going to go do that, and you're going to come along. All right, here we are. We're at the gym. See that the scale is zeroed out. I'm going to take a step up on there. All right, 227.4 is our weight. Well, there you have it, my Taino-Viking warriors. So I've done 11 weeks. Actually, I've done 12 weeks, but week number 12 is going to be on part 2. So I've done 11 weeks, and after 11 weeks on peptides, and I switched from, I started out with 1 milligram per dose, and I finished off with 1.5 milligrams per dose, and I'm down a total of 19.2 pounds and 3.5 inches by the end of the 11th week. Now I'm going to continue on because I'm not where I want to be yet. I want to be back down to right about 200 pounds. So at the end of 11 weeks, I need 27.4 more pounds. So it's very doable. So, after 11 more weeks, maybe I'll be down to 200 pounds. We'll see. All right. Check out Gator Peptide Solutions. Talk to my buddy Tank. When you request to join or you join, he'll send you a personal message. He always does. And he did mention, if you mentioned this video, that you saw this video, and this video brought you to Gator Peptides, he would give you 10% off on your first order. All right, 10% is a lot of money. Okay, so talk to Tank. Look at all the products he has. I'm going to put it here on the video at the very end. I'm going to have all the different stuff that he offers over at Gator Peptide Solutions. Plus, he'll sit there and tell you all about it. All right. So you have a wonderful night, and thank you for tuning in.